Okay guys, next up we're in station 1. I have my partner chest to chest. I have that underhook. I'm gonna post my hand on the mat. I'm gonna tuck my elbow in. I'm going to slide my knee behind his back. I stuff the head to the mat. I slide my knee behind his back. And now look, I wanna put Neil in this Kimura here, but he's locking his hands. Lock your hands here. I'm just gonna lean forward, put my knee in his chest, and sit down to armbar. You'll notice I'm sitting down to armbar. Now, if your leg is on the inside or on the outside, it doesn't matter, okay? Don't worry about it. Just sit to armbar. When you have this Kimura grip on his arm, my partner cannot do a hitchhiker escape. You'll notice that I don't have control of his hips yet, okay? As I sit down, my left foot is tucked behind his back. If Neil tries to do a running man escape, go ahead, run. He tries to run for it. Look, I have that Kimura. He cannot run. Go ahead, run, Neil. He'll break his own arm. Look, he's not able to, okay? If I straighten his arm and my leg's not blocking his hip, yes, now Neil can do the running man escape, okay? He can escape and get on top. Okay, can you go back? Don't worry about that when you sit down with the Kimura. Neil, can you do your best now and try to escape this armbar? Go ahead. Try to escape. Go ahead. He can't go anywhere. Okay? Now look, all I have to do is lean to my right shoulder, lean to my right hip, and pass my foot. Okay? Now I've passed my foot, I have my partner in armbar. Now my foot is on the inside or it's on the outside, it doesn't matter. Okay? I want to put my foot in the elbow. Okay, so if my foot was in here, I'll take it out and I'll put it in the elbow. I put my foot in his elbow and I separate his hands. Okay, let's go back again. Look, I have him in armbar. I put my foot in the elbow and I separate his hands. Okay, this is a simple separation. I grab the hand at the wrist and hand. I don't want to just grab the hand. I don't want to just grab the wrist. I grab at the point where the wrist and hand meet, just like this. And I pull my partner into armbar. When I pull my partner into armbar, I'm always breaking him on the inside hip. You can see that my left hip is on the inside of Neil's body. Okay, so it's the closest. My left hip is the closest to Neil's hips. My right hip is further than my left hip to Neil's hips. Okay, so my left hip is the near hip, the inside hip. So I'm breaking the arm always on the inside hip. Again, we're pulling with the left arm and we're pushing with the right arm. We're not pulling into our chest here. I don't want to break the arm in the center line. Okay, because I can have a limited range of motion here. I'm gonna pull with my left arm. I'm gonna push with my right arm, and I'm breaking it on my left hip. So there's more range of motion for me to break, okay? Now I'm pulling down with my left hand, pushing with my right arm. I need to raise my hips up towards the ceiling, okay? So I gotta plant my left foot on the ground here and start raising my hips up to the ceiling and breaking his arm, okay? So there's a pulling with my arms, and there's a pushing with my hips, okay? That's breaking Neil's arm right here, just like that, okay? See it again. We have our partner here. We have an underhook. We post. We tuck our elbow. We step over the head. We stuff the head. We slide into a Kimura position. From the Kimura position, guys, we go straight into armbar. From here, all I have to do is lean to my right hip, take my left foot out, and I'll have a nice armbar position. From here, guys, we're going to take our right foot, and we're going to put our right foot in the crook of his elbow, just like this. We're going to put our right foot in the crook of his elbow. From here, we're going to separate his arms. Once we separate the arm, we're chasing that wrist and that hand, that connection, right where the wrist and hand meet. We want to grab that part right here. I call this grabbing the head of a snake. Okay? And now I break it to the inside hip, just like this. I break him to the inside hip. You'll notice my two hips are not on the floor. I don't want to be flat like this, arm barring like this. You can see that the floor is stopping my range of motion. I want to curl my body. I want to be towards the inside. Okay, I want my left hip heavy and my right hip up in the air. Now I start to bridge with my hips. Look how I bridge my hips forward. I pull with my left hand. I push with my right hand. And I force his wrist down towards the ground and breaking his arm, okay? Guys, this is a fantastic armbar. You see it at every level. You see it from basics all the way to world championship fights, okay? Learn this one well. I love this maneuver. Give it a try. It'll work well.